One of the best ways to refine your trades is by using multiple time frames, using the daily, the 4 hour, the 5 minute, even going all the way down to the minute. So today in this video, we're going to share exactly how you can refine those trades. So let's go ahead and get this started. So the first thing you want to do is you're going to want to open up a daily chart. And so what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to show this example, and I'm going to show an actual real chart with an example as well. So what you're going to want to see is a range bound a stock. This could be Forex, could be really anything that you're trading. You're going to see a range like this. So if you see something like this where it has been going sideways for a while, you can draw your two horizontal lines, and so you can even bump down here on the 4 hour chart. And so this is kind of where you're going to start to refine where you're going to find a trade. And so what you'll do is you'll draw your lines, you'll bump down on the 4 hour chart, and you'll say, okay, we're gonna see these lows, you're gonna see these highs, and we're going to identify where we want to trade. And so the very best thing you're going to want to do is wait for this to come back to this area of support. So support resistance, again, this is more of a support resistance type deal. This is going to be one of the most important things that you could ever learn in your trading journey. And so you're going to want to wait for this to come down here into this support area. So again, step number one, go on the daily, find a range bound. This is Forex stocks. This is, Bitcoin, whatever you're trading, and then come down on the 4 hour. And so you'll see something that'll look kind of like this. It'll be a little more choppy. You can even go on the lower time frames. You'll see it. It doesn't look quite as clean as the daily would look, but you'll see those areas. And so once you find that this price has come down here to this to the lowest point, right? You're going to want to enter. You're going to want to find an entry point in this specific zone. So in this zone right here, this is the area where you want to find your trades, and then you're going to want to put your stop loss in a zone below that. And so what the idea is that it's going to bounce. You're going to find a bounce. And this was a pretty drastic example. It doesn't normally move like this, but you're going to want to find just a small area on the lower time frames to enter, right? And so let's go ahead and dive into an example, because here we are on an actual chart. And so this was a nice range here on the daily chart. So we can even bump that up. Let's look at what it looks like on the daily. And so this is what it looks like here, all the way up here on the daily chart. And so you can see that it retested that, and then it bounced off of that. So we are in a nice little range right here. This is where it's good to come down to the 4 hour. Still, look how great that is. So we want to position ourselves to get in a trade somewhere down here in this spot, and then we'll want to do. So basically, the idea here is that you can take profit all the way up here and beyond. So in this case, I would do something like this, where it is right at the lows here. And again, sometimes price will break this, come down here and stop traders out, which that just happens. But that's part of trading this type of setup. But I still think that this is one of the greatest setups you can do. And so what we'll do is we'll go down here all the way to the 5 minute. So let's actually jump down here to the 5 minute, and let's get this thing started. So we are looking for a trade, again, somewhere in this area. It doesn't have to be perfectly, sometimes it won't just hit. So this is 542. That's actually the lowest is 542.50. So we'll probably get in an area in the trade close to that. We'll still wait. So that actually was very close to it. So you could have gotten in right there. So there was another one. So yeah, so this trade would have signaled. So you would have had your position right there. And so the idea is that you can trade up to this resistance level, because it could potentially bounce again, or you can continue to move your stop loss. And so I'll show you two different ways to do this. So this thing is rolling pretty good right now, and it is continuing to go up. And so yeah, so in this point, you're probably moving your stop loss just because you're following this trade, just to lock in some profit. So what you could do in this area when it does hit this resistance, so you can actually place your stop loss. You can place your stop loss probably either half of the position, so you can even half it. And so this is where you traded it, so basically halfway, or even a little bit closer, just in case, just to get as much profit as you want. So maybe even like a quarter away. So basically what I mean is just like 25% of your, so basically you already locked in like 3/4. Typically like half would be, just because if this does break, this can continue to just rock this. And so you see right there, it actually did break the top. And so let's see what it does when it actually did it. So you see that, and now you are in a great position. This is actually where you could play your next stop loss is right at the. So now this is going to be support. So now you could just place your stop loss right there, and then continue to watch this thing go, and continue to just follow, just continue to trail it until eventually it'll hit your stop loss. So that is completely up to you as far as of what you would do in that spot. But the main point of this is to get in this low this position right here. This is a critical time to get in this position. So this is why this is why daily, looking at the 4-hour and going all the way down to the minute to find your trade down there, because on the daily it's going to be hard to just nail that exact location. But when you're down there all the way in the 5 minute, you'll be able to find your spot. You'll be able to find your trade. You'll be able to execute it, and you'll follow that thing all the way up to that resistance and potentially beyond. I like to just half it. I like to do something like that, where just to lock in some profits. If you're doing options, that's going to be a little difficult, unless if you maybe have like 5 contracts or something like that, and you want to just you want to offload a couple of those and then just hold the rest. But that's entirely up to you. So yeah, but options probably the best thing to do with options is to just get out at this zone, because if this does bounce it back down, it could come all the way down and continue this sideways, continue to go sideways. And so let's actually see what that could, it could continue to do this, where it'll hit it and then it'll just come back down. And then it could do something like that. So with an options, if you're up, 50, 100%, whatever your option would be at that time, just take profit and live to see another day, because, that's money is money, right? And so that's something you could do. Again, this isn't always going to work out like this. This was a good example. But I just wanted to show you just if you narrow it down, if you go to those lower time frames, you can get into some great trades down here. So, all right, hopefully that helped. Hopefully that made sense. And if this video was helpful, give a quick little thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. Leave a comment if you have a question, if you have any question about getting out or getting in or different things like that. I definitely think a strategy like this is key. It's really good. Really no indicators. It's very clean. All you got to do is just identify these 2 different levels, and then find a position at the lower time frames to get into. All right, that would be it, and I'll see you guys in the next video.